In chapter 8, we see Napoleon engaging in trade and other relations with neighboring farms. And we see that Napoleon is Napoleon, whether he's with the animals or whether he's engaging in trade with or relations with other human beings. He is still totally illogical, and he's this tyrant that will not be stopped. So we're still part of the falling action, things going worse and worse. And in this chapter, we see Frederick's men attacking the farm. And all the hard labor of the animals going to waste. Poor old Boxer, who put in so many extra hours, to waste. They destroy the windmill. So what led up to this was that the events that preceded this was the various rumors concerning Snowball and the motives of Frederick and Pilkington. These rumors arise in connection with the timber deal that Napoleon wishes to negotiate. He is now working with Frederick and Pilkington, and he's trying to negotiate timber deals. He wants to sell the timber of the farm. Now, Napoleon denigrates Snowball, firstly, to reinforce the animal's dependence on his guardianship. In other words, let us put Snowball down. Let's keep on making him the enemy, while I, Napoleon, is the great icon. Fine? So he does that. So he denigrates Snowball. And he says, death to Snowball, right? But he similarly denigrates Frederick, death to Frederick, and then Pilkington, death to Pilkington, by turns. Note well, according to whomever he is bargaining with. He's almost like Squealer skipping from side to side, giving wrong information. He almost does that. But he thinks it's perfectly fine to declare death to Frederick one day and death to Pilkington the next day, and then death to Snowball, because he can say it, it's fine. So you get then the ludicrous changing of slogans from death to Frederick, death to Pilkington, death to whoever he wants to be against. He just goes again. He denigrates that force. But we see that Frederick is not as stupid as Napoleon might think, and Napoleon thinks he is very cunning in bargaining and lying and doing this and doing that. But his financial cunning is undercut by Frederick when he pays for the timber in fake notes. So he uses forged banknotes to pay for the timber, and Napoleon did not see that coming. So in the subsequent battle, then after that, of course, there's a battle, and the animals once again have to defend the farm. But you see them dispirited. They're not the way they were. They're not happy. They are, the windmill has been destroyed. There's this battle, and there are the fights going on. And but Squealer, once again, tries to hide the reality with words of glory. In other words, what a wonderful victory they had. When the animals look around them, they don't see much victory. But, okay, if that is true, if Napoleon says it, or, Squealer just sort of gets them to believe it, I suppose that is true. So he tries to make them believe that they had this wonderful victory. And then, of course, they have to celebrate that. They have prolonged celebrations, attempting to transform the doubt of the animals and their dismay into joy. You see, they're trying to get them to be so happy because of the wonderful victory and to reconfirm Napoleon's reputation as their savior. So there's a lot of manipulation going on after that battle in order to get the animals in place again, adoring their leader and being against Snowball and understanding everything perfectly now and being happy. So you can see that they instill mass euphoria into the animals by means of festive and ceremonial formalities. So objects, the signs that are talked about, such as flags, decorations, activities such as the firing of the gun, and speeches and songs increasingly get used as signs that impose meaning to the animals. So there is no spoken meaning given anymore. All the principles have been reduced to single words and things have, even the whole idea of the revolution gets reduced to a single flag. So these signs now control the lives of the animals, not the eloquence of language, which they are not allowed to have. So it is utterly degrading to the animals that the pigs actually do that to them, because it reduces them just to masses, mindless people or mindless masses. And just to show how degrading this really is that at these celebrations, they don't even bother anymore. They drink a lot. They come to the celebrations drunk or hungover, and they still carry on telling the animals how things are and securing these little signs like the flags and decorations so that the animals can think that they are happy. So we clearly now begin to see, remember, you need to look out for themes, how the gap between appearance and reality is exposed. Very clear in this chapter. The truth is that the animals actually have nothing to celebrate. They have nothing to feel happy about, but they are trapped. Why are they trapped? What are they trapped by? By a network of signs that hide the truth, which is that they have nothing to be happy about. Makes sense to you? Now, we are also once again reminded that words are shown to be deceptive shapers of meaning. So the 7 commandments are now altered at such a rapid and alarming rate that there's nothing virtually left of them. The original ideals are obscured by words that modify the meanings that the animals used to rely on. They used to be able to say this principle and it had meaning to them. But that is taken away from them. And it's all because of Squealer's devious explanations. Also, Squealer starts making more and more use of statistics. Now, these statistics are supposed to prove to the animals that things are going so well on the farm. He actually has it on paper. But you see what I'm saying? They can't read. They can't write, they can't read. So they have to rely on what Squealer tells them. And he says that I can show you the statistics. It's right here, the statistics. Prove it. It's here. But how can it be proven if the animals cannot read it? So although the conditions on the farm then are no better than they in fact, were under the rule of Jones. These concocted statistics now suggest otherwise to the animals, and they blindly believe it. Next time, chapter 9.